Okay, so the other day I was sort of browsing the internet and I came across this opened but boxed Apple 20-inch cinema display. So this is it here in the box. So you can see the box is in still fairly decent condition. I don't believe it has any of the original manuals, which is a shame, but I was fairly astounded that something like this was still in the box, which you can find. They're sort of rare. An interesting side note about this box, we have the original sort of shipping label, so we can see here that this cinema display was originally sold at Myers, and it has the store address where it was sold. So the company that owned this before me have obviously bought it from there, and it says the shipping date. So this is June 3rd, 2005. This machine was shipped there. So I'll turn the box around. Here it is. Obviously this is the actual size Apple representation that they were quite fond of doing. They did it on their laptops as well for the longest time. Up the top here we've got the generic information, so 20-inch viewable active matrix LCD, support for resolutions up to 1680 by 1050 pixels, and then the requirements, which for this machine, for this cinema display, sorry, is a PowerMac G4 or G5 with an NVIDIA or AMD card, which is a 74 Radeon 7500 or better, or just a PowerBook G4 with a DVI port, which I do have, which I'll be testing that with later. The other requirements, just macOS 10.2.8, which shouldn't matter as long as it's got the system specs to output the display. So Linux or Windows would work as well in that respect. So let's get it open. This is it's quite a heavy box as well. Still got the original screen cover on it. So yeah, this is quite a nice touch that it's still got the original packing on it here. There's obviously the protector for the screen. So here we've got the power cord. It's just a generic one. And then here's the power brick. I know when you buy these machines you've got to look out, because some of them don't come with the power adapters, and they're sort of, if it doesn't come with it, a little bit expensive to get your hand on afterwards. So it's just got the PC power in and the Apple's proprietary connector, which goes to the monitor there for monitor power. So the box is gone. It's interesting to note this machine as well, it did come with a first party Apple to Thunderbolt adapter, as you can see here. I won't really be using that. I have a MacBook Air with Thunderbolt, but that's my Hackintosh doesn't have it, and neither does any of the older Macs. So obviously that's the DVI port on the end, which says your monitor output. We've got Firewire 400, as well as that's the proprietary power. and USB. So let's pull the screen protector off. Beautiful. The screen's actually in really good condition. You can see where they've sort of given it a clean, reflecting in the sunlight, but it's in very good condition. So if we rotate it around this way, a very nice touch with this monitor, especially for its age. If you think about 2005, these are touch buttons here, so you just sort of touch it and it goes up or down or on or off. It's not a physical button, which we do see on normal monitors here. These are sort of, well, they're physical, but some have it. But it's really nice to see on a machine of this age some touch functionality, and really sort of emphasizes the direction Apple were going even back then. And I'm thinking with the newer cinema displays, most likely the 2016 ones, well, obviously this will just be one USB Type-C cord that goes into the MacBook Pro or Mac Pro, and that'll carry, you know, USB Type-C, and video display, and potentially it'll carry graphics back to the laptop, depending on if the rumors are true that we may have graphics cards inbuilt in the cinema displays, which would be freaking awesome, and a really a nice way to sort of integrate them more into the product. Okay, so I've just hooked up the machine. Something I didn't mention before as well is it does have a Kingston lock, and the USB FireWire ports sitting on the back and under. They're in the same position as the iMac ones now. Another note with this machine, something that's a little strange, it's not sort of world-ending, but this power brick only has about, 20 centimeters of cord between where it has to sit close to your laptop. So that's a little annoying, but it's not sort of world-ending for it, because if you had a proper setup, you could sort of hide all these cables away. I wanted to kind of demo this with a newer system and an older one. So I've got my 17-inch PowerBook here, and I'll be hooking this up to it, and then I'll hook it up to a newer system like my Hackintosh, my MacBook Air, and we'll just see how it goes. What's the color contrast is like, and that sort of stuff. So they're all plugged in. We've got a USB, a FireWire, and a DVI output. So let's pop the screen and see if we can get it to auto extend. There we go. Just note as well on this PowerBook, I've got the Leopard Rebirth theme running, so it's looking a little newer, and already I can see the brightness difference between the PowerBook here, which I've got a full brightness, and the cinema display. It's a lot brighter, the colors pop a lot more. You can sort of see this on the video as well. That was something they fixed in the newer MacBook Pros as well. The PowerBooks did have dimmer displays, so I might I guess we're just gonna have a look for a few desktop screensavers and use them just to get sort of a guide or a judge for how the monitors are looking, basically. So we've seen the OS X Sierra one. That's the one I use with this theme pack. and then let's have a look. This is the Leopard Rebirth one here. I'm quite fond of this one as well, to be honest. This has even brighter colours than the Sierra background. I think it's safe to say as well, with any sort of videos, or like I tried running one then, but it just didn't work. Any sort of videos, it would be a similar story in terms of the colour reproduction, which is honestly not terrible. We can see it in contrast here to the newer Acer monitors that I have on my Hackintosh as well. That it's it's not very dated at all. I'd be quite comfortable using one, so it's making an excellent addition to the collection, I think. So I thought I'd bring up some sort of HD pictures I took to test out the monitor and just have a look how things are. So if we full screen these, we'll just have a little scroll through, and you can see how it produces some of the colours. I had heard that these had fairly bad colour reproduction, but not, because you can obviously see the greens and reds are coming through really sharply here. Let's have a little look through. And then I'm just going to play a little bit of a video as well. I think the Apple Cinema Display, this version, has a fairly bad response time. But I mean, it's, it's not too crucial. I doubt anyone's going to be using this for gaming or anything like that. So yes, quite impressive actually. Yes, so yeah, these are high-res photos, so they're not the same resolution as the monitor, but they'll give us a nice gauge for how sharp the monitor is, and sort of how nicely it will produce colours. Let's have a little look at video now as well, actually. So that's photos. There's some Battlefield 4 gameplay here. Yeah, so it's actually quite a respectable monitor with its colour. So this obviously sold in 2005 as well. So yeah, that's the 20-inch Apple Cinema Display. Stay tuned for more videos, and thanks for watching.